What is the role of an officer in a private corporation? In a private corporation, an officer occupies a senior management position and is responsible for the day-to-day operations and administrative functions of the business. While the board of directors provides high-level oversight and sets the strategic direction, the officers are the individuals who execute those strategies through tangible actions. In a small or medium-sized enterprise, officers often include roles such as the president, secretary, and treasurer, though one person may hold multiple titles depending on the jurisdiction and the corporate bylaws. These individuals are appointed by the board of directors and serve at their pleasure, acting as the primary agents of the legal entity. They possess the authority to bind the corporation to contracts and represent the company in its dealings with third parties. Consequently, the role of an officer is fundamental to the operational viability and legal standing of a private enterprise. Officers are granted specific powers that allow them to manage the internal and external affairs of the corporation with a high degree of autonomy. The president or chief executive officer typically holds the broadest authority, overseeing the general management of the business and ensuring that the directives of the directors are implemented. The secretary is tasked with maintaining corporate records, recording minutes of meetings, and ensuring that the corporation remains in compliance with statutory filing requirements. Meanwhile, the treasurer or chief financial officer manages the financial health of the entity, overseeing accounting practices and the preparation of financial statements. In smaller businesses, these roles are often less formal, but no less critical for maintaining organized governance. Without the active participation of officers, a corporation would effectively be a rudderless vessel, unable to perform basic commercial functions. One of the most significant aspects of an officer's role is the fulfillment of fiduciary duties, which are strict legal obligations to act in the best interests of the corporation. These duties are generally categorized into the duty of care and the duty of loyalty, requiring officers to act honestly and in good faith. The duty of care mandates that an officer must exercise the level of diligence and skill that a reasonably prudent person would use in similar circumstances. The duty of loyalty requires officers to prioritize the corporation's interests above their own personal gain, particularly when faced with potential conflicts of interest. If an officer breaches these duties, they may be held personally liable for damages caused to the corporation or its shareholders. This high standard of conduct ensures that those in power do not abuse their authority for self-serving purposes. The relationship between the officers and the board of directors is one of accountability and delegated power. While the directors have the ultimate legal responsibility for the corporation, they must rely on the officers to provide the information necessary to make informed decisions. Officers report regularly to the board regarding the financial status, operational challenges, and strategic progress of the enterprise. This flow of information is essential for effective corporate governance, as it allows the directors to evaluate the performance of the management team. In many small businesses, the owners, directors, and officers are the same individuals, which can sometimes blur the lines of responsibility. However, maintaining the distinction between these roles is vital for protecting the corporate veil and ensuring legal compliance. Officers also play a pivotal role in the human resources and cultural development of a medium-sized business enterprise. As the leaders of the organization, they are responsible for hiring, supervising, and mentoring the staff who perform the company's core functions. They set the tone for the workplace environment and establish the ethical standards that employees are expected to follow. By developing internal policies and procedures, officers create a framework for consistency and efficiency across all departments. Their leadership directly impacts employee retention, productivity, and the overall reputation of the company within its industry. In this capacity, the officer acts as the bridge between the high-level goals of the shareholders and the daily reality of the workforce. Finally, the role of an officer involves a significant amount of risk management and legal oversight. They must stay informed about the various regulations, tax laws, and industry-specific requirements that govern the corporation's activities. By identifying potential legal or financial pitfalls, officers can implement strategies to mitigate risk and protect the assets of the business. This includes everything from ensuring workplace safety to managing intellectual property and overseeing the negotiation of major commercial agreements. In an increasingly complex regulatory environment, the ability of an officer to navigate legal challenges is indispensable. Ultimately, the success and longevity of a private corporation depends heavily on the competence, integrity, and strategic foresight of its appointed officers. To learn more about our law firm's corporate business legal practice, we welcome you to visit our website and contact our law firm to schedule an initial consultation. Thank you.